Hey folks, how are you? It is Simon here. 1 minute late, I think, about. Let's see if we've got anybody in the stream so far. If you can hear me and all that sort of stuff, just let me know. If you can't hear anything, let me know. I know it's a bit of a weird day, Monday, but to be honest, the month got away from me, and there you go. Hi, person over there on the internet. How are you? My name's Simon. I'm going to teach you some licks this morning. We're going to learn 3 really awesome and easy licks that you're going to be able to put in all of your blues solos, or really any kind of solo. They're all going to be pretty much a pentatonic sort of thing, so not impossible. All right, so we're going to kick it straight off because I've actually just started teaching in real life in just about 20 minutes. So, number 1 that I think you should know, we're going to use A. We're going to be in A. So we're going to do 2 in A minor pentatonic, 1 in A major. Let's check it out. So we have got, we're in A here. So what you're going to do is it's going to sound like this. All right. So you're going to bend a D up to E. Then you're going to hit an E. Then you hit an A. So grab your guitar, do it at the same time. And then we're going to hit a G. And I'd slide up to A. It's a great intro riff. Imagine if it was like. See what I mean? Okay, so that is the first lick. Okay, that is the first lick. Very easy, right? In the first position of A minor pentatonic. Right? And you can split it up any way you like. You can change it around, you know. Or hey, Tracy, good to see you here, mate. So that is the first lick. Right? Bit of a gorilla one this month. I kind of didn't realize it was the end of September already. So it's a bit of an emergency. But that's okay. Still going to learn the same thing, and it's still going to be available afterwards. So it's okay. It's really okay. Okay, so that's the first one. I hope you've got that. Just sounds like that. All right? Let me know if you've got any questions on any of these licks. I am literally right here, right now, so I can answer any of your questions. All right, Tracy's here, though. That's the most important thing. Now, that is number 1. Number 2, which I really, really like, but is a pretty big bend at the beginning. So you're going to bend a tone and a half at the beginning. We're in the 3rd position of A minor pentatonic here. So like, right? So you're going to grab the E. You have to make the face. Now you have to make the face. That's really important. Nobody's going to really take you seriously as blues guitarist unless you make a really ridiculous face at some point. No doubt you've all seen the things on the internet with dudes playing guitar, but they've superimposed a slug on top of the guitar, and they're like, I think that's really the most important part. Okay, so we're going to bend the face. Then you're going to come back down. D, sharp, then D. And then you're going to bend to C and land on A again. So like, or it's cool as well, right? So the advantage of doing that massive bend at the beginning is you can give it that. Now, the one thing about bends that you really mustn't do, and I know I just did it there, but I was just doing it for comedy action, is that don't try and keep the guitar still when you make the bend. Because obviously if you do a bend and you're trying to do the bend and you're moving the guitar away from the bend, it's going to make the bend way, way harder. Okay? So all right. So we've had 2 licks so far. We had this lick. Yeah, the face. Yes, I will teach you that in just a second. Let's do this first, though. Cheryl's just asked. Tracy's just asked, will you teach me Cheryl Cole if it makes you happy? Yes, I will. I actually know how to play that. So just give me a second. I'll grab the chart in a second and we'll do it. But first, 3 blues licks you must know, right? So that's the other lick. Now, I promise one more. Now, this is more of a major sort of vibe. So like if you were, those are all cool in the sort of Chicago shuffle vibe. God, this guitar is killing me. So, it's usually so good, this guitar, with the in-tuners. Obviously not enjoying the massive bends on a Monday morning, maybe. Okay. Yes, so those are all sorts of licks in that kind of context, right? Where you're going. Let's imagine you and the cat's coming in. It's gonna want to go in the house, and then wait for it. Wait for the meow. That works in that, right? Now, but if you were doing more of a sort of like that kind of vibe, this sort of thing is really, really pretty, right? Right? So nice. Now, so you could do it there. You know, that kind of B.B. King sort of vibe. You can even combine it with the other one, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so those 3 licks before we get onto Sheryl Crow are that one. Yes, cat face, I'm coming. That one. And we got 9, 11, 10. It's really sweet. So like, see what I mean? Okay. All right. So that's your 3 licks. Now, Tracy, Sheryl Crow. Let's just put the chart up. Put my chart up. I think I actually have a lesson on this somewhere on YouTube anyway, but let's just go. So we got a G here. So you play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We love the blues. Thank you very much. So that main riff in the Sheryl Crow thing is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You're gonna do that kind of sus4 thing there. Is that right? Let me see my chart. Ah, yes. Right, so 1 and 2. Right? So you get regular G major, just like this. So. Right. And then you do that rundown, right? So it gets like. Let's pick the right kind of sound. See what I mean? So you're going bass, down, bass, up, bass, and then you put 3, 1, 2. It's like a G sus4, but there's also an A in there, so it's like add 9 kind of 11-y kind of chord. I don't know. Yes, cat face. I'm going to come 1 and 2 and 3. Right, and then you're just going to go inside the chord, right? So you've got 1 and 2 there, and then you've got opens, and then you've got that one, and then back up. So the second bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I would still go down, down. So that riff, therefore, is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So that is the riff in If It Makes You Happy by Sheryl Crow. Write it down. That's really good. I'm pretty sure I have done a lesson on this on YouTube though, and I'm pretty sure I put the chart at the bottom of the video. I don't know. It could be a while ago though. All right. So thanks very much for watching. I've actually got to go and do my real job now. So I've got somebody turning up in 20 minutes. And they're going to need to know how to play the guitar as well. So thanks very much for watching. I know this was a bit guerrilla and there wasn't many of us, but hopefully it has helped. And if you are watching on the replay, I really do appreciate it. So those 3 licks. Woo. Right? The vibrato also is really important, right? Right? And then the final one. So let's sort of hear them in context. This guitar is going to stay in tune. Probably needs new strings. By the way, if your guitar is always going out of tune, it's just because you need new strings, really. Don't do that first before you take it to any shop to get it fixed or whatever. It's probably because the strings are really old and they've had a busy life. All right, so how are we going to do? Let's do one of these sorts of things. Right. There's that first lick. Second lick. Third lick. First lick again. Right? Fourth lick. And there you go. Those 3 licks, that's all I played, right? So you've just got to just give that a really good go. And I think you will find that, you know, whilst I'm not really like learn these licks and just play them over and over again, you want stuff in between, but they're good to have in the toolbox in case you get stuck, right? It means you don't always have to be thinking of stuff all the time, right? But you can use those points, and particularly hitting an A is really good, right? It's always going to be good. Right? See, the A is always going to sound. So, because we're in A. It's pretty obvious. Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks, Tracy. I hope you enjoyed the Sheryl Crow interlude. Now, of course, that we're about to go, I've got 5 people here. That's crazy, isn't it? So I'm sorry you're too late. I've got to go. I've got to go teach. I've got to drink coffee. But thanks so much for watching and coming along. I will see you next time. If you need any more info on this, you can get that at Patreon. Plans start from as little as, I think, $5 a month, and you get charts for every single lesson I do here on YouTube. If you want to check out that Sheryl Crow lesson, I'm sure it's up here somewhere. Let's just have a little Simon Google. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow. Yes. Yes, I do have a lesson on that. There you go. I'm not going completely mad. Can I put it somehow in this? Post a comment. There you go. Okay, thanks very much. I will see you next time. Really appreciate the support. Thanks, Tracy, for being here and commenting. I love the commenting. Makes me feel special. I'm quite needy. That's why I ended up being a musician, right? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Ciao. Bye.